Please subscribe to my channel to help me grow. I heard the notification sound before I even opened my eyes, but the moment I saw the message on my fiancé's phone, my entire body went cold. It wasn't my phone. It wasn't my message. Yet there I was, staring at the screen he'd left face up on his pillow, glowing in the early morning darkness. Bro, she's really choosing him over you? Vegas with her guy bestie right before the wedding? Couldn't be me. My breath faltered. For a moment, the room seemed to tilt, the shadows stretching and tightening around me like fingers closing around my throat. I wasn't supposed to see that. I wasn't even trying to snoop. But the words carved themselves into me so sharply I felt physically cut. Him. My best friend, Zarin. My fiancé, Ahil. And a trip that had suddenly become radioactive. I sat up slowly, holding the phone like a piece of evidence I didn't know if I had the right to touch. My mind twisted between confusion, denial, and rising heat that felt too much like shame. Ahil walked out of the bathroom, towel around his waist, hair dripping. His eyes locked onto the phone in my hand. He didn't speak at first. He didn't have to. The silence between us thickened into something acidic. You read it, he said finally, voice low, controlled in a way that scared me more than shouting ever could. It lit up. I didn't mean to. My voice sounded small, weak, wrong. His jaw tightened. But you saw it. I nodded. And yet you're still planning to go, he said. It wasn't a question. I felt myself flinch. Ahil, it's a tradition. Zarin and I have been taking this trip for years. It's not what you think. He laughed, short, humorless, a sound that cracked something inside me. It's exactly what I think. Everyone sees it except you. I wanted to argue. I wanted to defend myself. But his eyes, they weren't angry. They were wounded, disbelieving, filled with a betrayal I didn't fully understand. How could he think I'd ever cheat? How could a trip, one I had taken long before he ever came into my life, mean this much? Cancel it, he said simply. Or I will cancel the wedding. The words punched through me. My chest felt hollow. The air refused to move. Ahil, you can't be serious. This is controlling. It's manipulative. You know I love you. You know nothing is happening. You keep saying that, he replied quietly. But your actions say something different. My heart thrashed painfully. I should have said yes. I should have chosen him instantly. I should have stopped defending a trip I suddenly wasn't even sure I wanted. But my pride rose like a stubborn wall. If I cancel it now, I whispered, I lose a part of myself. A part of my life you said you accepted. His expression froze. So that's your choice. The silence that followed felt like an avalanche taking us both down. He walked to the dresser, opened the drawer where we kept our wedding documents, and lifted the folder without hesitation. My stomach knotted as he placed it on the bed. Ahil, please, I stepped forward. He stepped back. You made your decision. I'm making mine. His voice trembled at the edges now, not with anger, but pain. He unzipped his backpack and slid the folder inside. I reached out instinctively, but he closed the bag before I could even touch it. You can go to Vegas, he said. But there won't be a wedding waiting when you come back. He left the room. Left the apartment. Left me standing there with my hands shaking and my lungs failing. For hours, I sat on the floor, trying to untangle the knot in my chest. Love and guilt twisted together until I couldn't tell one from the other. Had I chosen my best friend over my fiancé? Or had he chosen his insecurity over trusting me? By afternoon, I still hadn't moved. My phone buzzed. Zarin. Ready for Vegas. Flights at 7. I stared at the message until the words began to blur. Then another text appeared. You okay? Want to talk? That was when it hit me. The real betrayal wasn't choosing one relationship over another. It was choosing pride over love. I grabbed my keys and drove. Ahil was at his parents' house. I knew because he always went there when the world felt too heavy. When he opened the door, his eyes were red, his shoulders slumped. Seeing him like that shattered me. I'm not going to Vegas, I said before he could speak. He closed his eyes, relief and heartbreak crashing over his expression like a storm. I should have chosen you the moment you asked, I continued. Not because you forced me, but because you're my future. I'm sorry I made you feel like second place. Tears escaped his eyes before he could wipe them away. I thought I wasn't enough for you, he whispered. You are, I said. You always were. He pulled me into his arms, and I felt something inside both of us mend, not perfectly, not instantly, but honestly. We talked for hours. About trust. About boundaries. About the emotional blind spots we'd both ignored for too long. And for the first time in days, the tension between us softened into something real and human. By nightfall, he reached into his backpack and handed me the wedding folder. We'll do this together, he said. And for the first time, I truly believed him.